guys, it's Kate. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kate. I'm a two-time brain cancer survivor, and this is my channel where I take you into my world. And today's the day I'm bringing you along for my amazing trip to Samoa. I've never been to Samoa before, but it was super duper exciting considering that my mum and her siblings actually grew up in Samoa for some time period in their childhood because my grandparents worked there. And for their 80th birthday, my grandparents' 80th birthday that is, as a family, we decided to go back to Samoa to celebrate, and so now I will be bringing you along to show you everything I did in such a beautiful country as Samoa. And so, after a very early morning rise to catch a very early morning plane to get to New Zealand, we ended up taking another plane from New Zealand to get to Samoa, and we basically spent the entire first day of just flying in planes, which was a lot. It was really tiring. We ended up landing in Samoa around 9ish, and so we got to the hotel around 10:30 before going to bed very promptly to get ready for our first day. And so on the first day, I woke up to this amazing view. It was so beautiful and it was really warm, and I absolutely loved that. I'm very much a warm person, and I had just escaped from winter to get here to the warmth, and we actually spent the entire day being in the pool because all of us were really tired from arriving so late in the evening. And I was able to try a coconut for the first time. I've never tried a coconut before, but I knew if it was presented to me I was going to do it, and I'm so happy I did. I became obsessed with these. Hi guys. It is the end of our first full day here in Samoa. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is so beautiful and otherworldly in a way, as weird as that sounds. It truly feels like it's so different, and I love when places such as Samoa are able to hold on to their culture. Like, you might not be able to hear it, but you can. There's like singing across the bay from me at the moment, and there's no skyscrapers, there's no like, it's so peaceful and beautiful here. I spent basically the whole day in the pool, I'm not gonna lie. We did go walking in the morning and it did start raining, but we went walking out to a supermarket that was nearby to get some stuff. And it was interesting being there in a supermarket from like a different place, but it was a nice walk nonetheless. And then when we got home, or got back to the hotel at least, we spent the middle of the day in the pool, and it was absolutely gorgeous, and I got my hair wet, so now it's like super, I've never seen it this curly. And so this is natural, like this, I've never seen my hair do this before, and it's just because I got it wet and I haven't brushed it yet. But yeah, and then we went away for a little bit and eventually came back to the pool. And now I'm just resting in the hotel room balcony because privacy reasons. I'm at the balcony just to recharge before we go out to dinner. We're going to this restaurant that's nearby that looks really good. I already know what I want to order, which is great. But the sad thing is that even though I put so much sunscreen on, I still, what is this? What happened? I'm so confused. I put sunscreen everywhere, and once again my shoulders and chest are the only thing that gets even painted with light. It's so frustrating. Dad says I haven't burnt myself, which I'm glad. I really don't want to burn myself, but I don't know if it's gonna quickly recover or not. But either way, thank you, son. But yeah, so one thing that I am excited that I do want to try is they have a spa and sauna place, and so I'm just sitting here looking at it as well as like doing a bunch of other my own things, and I'm very tempted to do one of the spa packages because I have been, before we left Samoa, and I probably already mentioned this, I was walking by myself because even though I have my driver's license, I still cannot drive the car by myself yet. I have an L only at the moment. And so I basically walked all the way to Specsavers, which is a glasses shop place. If you don't have Specsavers, that's what it is. I walked there, got my sunglasses adjusted so that they would fit properly, and then left. And that in itself was like 4 kilometers in the walk. And I think because of the heat and me trying to speed myself up and get there quickly, I might have just pulled some muscles. And then when we were taking Peanut, my cat, to her place of stay where she's going to be for the time period that we're here, I was carrying her, and I think I just pulled muscles that didn't want to be pulled. And so I think a spa would be absolutely gorgeous, especially since the one that I want looks really, really nice. But I'll see what happens. So I'm just gonna chill out here in the nice warmth. I'm away from the sunshine, but it's so lovely and warm here. I'm just gonna chill and do my own thing, and then I'll take you with me when I go have dinner. So on our first day actually traveling around Samoa, we had a guy called Henry come and drive us around. He's a friend of my uncle's, since my uncle comes here all the time, but he took us to a bunch of different places around the island. And on the first day he took us to this amazing church. It was so beautiful, and the stained glass windows were so gorgeous. They were so vibrant and colorful, and it was interesting to see the how do I describe this? It was really interesting to see the combination of the Christian stories with the colorful culture of Samoa, and it was absolutely beautiful being there and like seeing all of it just like set up for the Easter service, which we were coincidentally spending the time there, and so everything was set up for that. But we didn't stay there for long, because not long afterwards we ended up driving away from the church, and actually we started driving around for a couple hours before we came to our next stop, which was this beautiful waterfall. It was, I'm going to try and pronounce it, I'm probably going to say it wrong. It was the Papapapaitai waterfall. I probably said that wrong. If I did, I am so sorry, but it was absolutely gorgeous to see. And then when we finished our little waterfall stop, we ended up driving a little bit more before stopping right at the beach, where we ended up having lunch. And I do mean that. We were literally on the beach eating in these little huts, and it was so beautiful, and we had like such lovely food and everything. But we didn't stop there. We ended up doing one more thing that I was really nervous but very excited to do at the same time. Now, this entire day, I was wearing my contact lenses because I knew that we would be going snorkeling. We'd be going into the ocean. And we did go into the ocean. We went in the ocean earlier in the day as well to see clams, I'm pretty sure. But we stopped at this place where we were actually going to be climbing down into water pools. Okay.
Bringing all the new fashions.
I know, right? I'm bringing everything. I bring the awesome new shoes, and now I look like Mother Teresa.
For some cloud names.
You could call them
Dad,
that.
do you like my new outfit? I look like Mother Teresa.
You do rather. Except she looks a bit older.
I know. Oh, this place is pretty, and there are chickens over there. Oh my gosh. Okay, thanks, Dad. And then, where do we go next?
So the way to get down is actually over this way, other way.
Okay,
Oh, I see.
go to the left.
Pretty far over.
So this is the tour tent here. And so if you stand here, you can have a look down, and the ladder, can you see the ladder just here?
Yeah.
That's how you get down.
Oh wow.
It's amaze balls.
I'm going.
You're going?
I'm going. Let's go.
Okay, 3 points of
Yeah.
contact at any time.
That's the ladder down.
2 arms, 1
But we've only got. That's the ladder.
I am not playing games. I am just gonna sit there and enjoy myself.
You gonna go down, or are you gonna stay up here? And
I'm gonna go down. I'm just gonna enjoy myself. More important. Now, I actually was very proud of myself for doing this. when I saw how beautiful it was, I knew I couldn't pass up on it. But I actually have a fear of heights and open water, so this was really challenging for me to achieve, especially since coming down the stair, which you saw before, I kind of basically just crawled on the ground afterwards and sat there for a really long time. And for those who want to know which one I am the one in the pink, so that's me in the water swimming around, and it was terrifying because I was swimming towards darkness, and that just scares me, and I'm terrified of it, but I'm so glad I did it. It was so much fun. And adding to that, the fact that this water was a mixture of sea and fresh water meant that it was really difficult to float in, but also meant that fish and everything from the ocean was coming in, so it was still really, really beautiful, but still absolutely terrifying for someone like me who's scared of that. We went climbing in a cave. Well, not really climbing, we went down a ladder, and we went into this pool, and would you say it was a pool, Hayden?
Yeah.
It was
open.
It was like an open
chamber of water.
Chamber of water, that's the best way to put it. That's connected to the sea, but there's like other chambers before you get to the sea. I am now very tired. My limbs are very, very sore, even though I had my medication before we got here. So now I am enjoying a coconut from our guide, Henry. Thanks, Hayden. But yeah, today's been very fun, and our drivers, who are also our guides, are absolutely lovely. But yeah, it's been a great day, and now I'm ready to go home and sleep until dinner. Moving on to our third day in Samoa, I was actually really excited about this. I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do, but we ended up going to the Robert Louis Stevenson house. Now, Robert Louis Stevenson himself is actually a Scottish author, and he wrote Treasure Island and a bunch of other books that I am probably going to put a list on the screen, and you might recognize some. And he actually lived in Samoa for the last part of his life, and he had built this house. He had a beautiful friendship with the Samoan people, and the Samoan people actually had a name that they called him by that was created from their own language, and so he had a Samoan name. I don't remember what that name was, but it was absolutely must that we had to come here. Sadly, I wasn't able to walk up to his grave, which is on the mountaintop behind his house, and that was just purely because it gets very, very hot very, very quickly in Samoa, and we didn't get the chance to do it in a safe environment, and the hike can be like an hour and a half at sometimes, and so definitely means that I have to come back, because I definitely would love to go up to where his burial site is and to actually pay my respects to such an amazing author.
Everyone, well, good morning and welcome to the home of the late Robert Louis Stevenson. My name is Margaret, and I'll be explaining you this room here. For your information, there's 8 rooms of the museum, right? There's other tour guides upstairs, and they will be explaining those other rooms to you, all right? Robert Louis Stevenson was a very famous author or writer from Scotland, all right? Not England, but Scotland. From Edinburgh. He was a very sick man from a young age. He had lung problems. A lot of people think he had tuberculosis. Well, it still hasn't been confirmed. We actually have his death certificate, and he died of a brain hemorrhage and a stroke called apoplexia. If he had tuberculosis, I don't think he will live for 44 years. He's been sick when he was just a little boy. Tuberculosis, we all know it's very contagious. If he had it, maybe the others would have died, especially his wife Fanny. Tuberculosis needs a dry climate. This is not dry climate, everyone. This is very humid. So there's no proof that Robert Louis Stevenson had tuberculosis. But that's what's recorded within his death certificate upstairs. He died of a brain hemorrhage and a stroke. He arrived in Samoa in the late 1889. He actually built this house in 1890 with the help of the local people and also Australian builders. His house was designed by an Australian architect from Queensland, and it actually took him nearly 2 years to build the house. That's because he has to wait for the shipment of all the redwoods from California and also all the materials. So everyone, welcome to Robert Louis Stevenson's smoking room. Right? Even though he had lung problems, he's a heavy smoker, and that didn't help him very much, isn't it? It's a recreated room, everyone. Based on this early photograph we have up on the wall here, you'll see his wife Fanny sitting on a chair, local girl sitting down here preparing kava or ava in our language. Kava is a very special drink. I don't know if you've seen it, but it looks like dirty water. And a lot of people say to me, it tastes like muddy water. Everyone, it's a clean dirt. And it's very special to our welcoming ceremony. The only original you'll find in here is this fireplace. Never used because of this hot climate. They only built it just to make them feel at home like they're in Scotland. As you all know, Samoa don't need fireplace. Everyone, there's 2 fireplaces in the house. One here, one upstairs in his library, and these are the very first fireplaces seen in Samoa and in the Pacific, and they're probably the last. Most of the furnitures in here, everyone, these are replicas. Fanny sold most of the originals, or his wife sold most of the originals, and that's why we don't have it. We've been trying to trace it all around the world, but very difficult to find. Some we know where they are, but people don't want to bring it back here. They want to keep it for themselves. That's what happened to most of the originals. Stevenson was very loved by our people, mainly because he respected the Samoan way of life, and Samoans had to respect him back. He was always involved in the Samoan politics, trying to help our people fight for our independence. He nearly got deported because of involving in the Samoan politics, but that didn't stop him, and that's why our people saw him in a different light. And they actually wanted to fulfill his wishes, because he gave 2 wishes to our people. One is to be buried right at the top of that mountain beside the house. And second, he wants to die with his boots on. Samoans asked him why. He said, my boots that I've been walking around here in your grounds are the same boots that I want to die with. Well, Samoans wanted to fulfill those wishes to show him their respect, because he did a lot of things for our people. So they had to work as quickly as they can. Remember, there were no antibiotics back in the days. The body has to be buried within the next day. So they had to send messengers out to the people to let them know that their beloved Robert Louis Stevenson, or Tusi Tala, that was his Samoan name given by the locals, that he passed away, and who's ever willing to come and help to clear that track so they could take that body up there. Fanny, his wife, was so amazed of how people felt for Robert Louis Stevenson. They all came to help. They had to cut down all the trees, all the way to the top of the mountain. They had to make a path because there was no track up there in the very first place. So they worked all day and night clearing that path. Early of the next morning, they lined up. They carry his heavy coffin hand to the top of that mountain. And that's how he was buried up there. Now you imagine that walk to his tomb takes about 40 to 50 minutes one way. Imagining back in the days, it takes longer. Imagining carrying that heavy coffin in that very, very steep track. If you have done that walk, you're gonna think it's not easy and it's impossible. That shows how Samoans felt for Robert Louis Stevenson, and that's why the road to his tomb, that road is called the Road of the Loving Heart. That road signifies the loving hearts of the Samoans towards this man, Robert Louis Stevenson. If you ever go up there and see the tomb, well, if you don't have enough time, don't forget, you can always come back to Samoa. If you got bad knees or any health problems and you can't make it up there, well, I suggest you come back in another 10 years. I'll have the cable cars ready for you. Everyone, well, if you ever go up there and see the tomb, you're going to find it It's facing his homeland, Scotland. You're also going to find there's a banner on his tomb of his very famous epitaph or poem that he wrote before he passed away, and it's called the Requiem, and it says, "Under the wide and starry sky, dig the grave and let me lie. Glad did I leave, gladly died, and I lay me down with a wheel. This be the verse you grave for me. Here he lies where he longs to be. Home is the sailor, home from sea, and a hunter home from the hill." Beautiful words, isn't it? Very touching words. Actually, this poem, we sing it as a song, and we also sing it in Samoan translation. I sometimes don't want to sing it in Samoa. Samoan words are very deep inside, and they're very touching words, and I get emotional when I sing Samoan song. I usually take 7-8 tours a day when I was a tour guide. For your information, I do administration work now. That's my job. But I'm a replacement. If there's no tour guide coming to work, I'll be able to replace, because I was always a tour guide at the very beginning. So I usually sing it with both Samoan and English, and I'm always in tears. Then I said to myself, I don't want to cry 7 or 8 times a day, and that's why I don't sing some. But anyways, it's part of our tour to sing for you. It's already included in that 20 tala admission you paid there. So I'm going to sing 1 verse in English, 1 verse in Samoa, so I won't cry, all right? People don't want to listen to me, but I love to sing. For your information, there's 4 tour guides of the museum, and I've got the worst voice out of the 4 tour guides. So please bear with me. I'm going to try and sing it for you, but I know you're going to love it if we sing it as a choir, because this song is supposed to be sung as a choir, all right? But I'll try my best to sing it for you, and here we go. Under the wide and starry sky, takes a grave and lets me lie. Glad did I leave and gladly die, and I lay me down with a will. Samoan. Lalo le langi mafetu, eli ai lo tungamau, saola wa o timali, o teta o tofia fia.
And so we ended up leaving the Robert Louis Stevenson house, but we ended up going to the marketplace, which was on at the time. I love going to marketplaces when you go to other countries. It's one of my favorite places to go and just see all the things that you can just buy, whether you're a local or a visitor. And I absolutely loved coming here. It was so bright and colorful, and I ended up buying 2 things. I bought a necklace and a hair clip, which I ended up wearing to the dinner we were going to that night. Okay, so we're about to go to a fia, which is a fire dance dinner. I don't know what day it is, but I'm tired, I'm burnt. As you can see, I'm pretty red here and here. But we were at the market today, and so I bought this really cute little turtle necklace. It's made out of shell, and I also bought this little coconut pin that can go in my hair. I'll show it to you later tonight. But we're gonna go to Nibbles, and then we're gonna go to dinner, and I'll bring you guys to the dinner, so I'll see you then. Bye. I'm going to have to speak over this because they were doing all these amazing dancing, and naturally with dancing you need music and I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm going to talk over. But the dinner was absolutely delicious and the dancing was amazing. They would switch between the boys dancing, the girls dancing, and then they do group dancing. There was even a moment where they took people from the audience. My cousin got picked. I will not show that because I am not going to embarrass her, but it was so much fun watching them do these amazing performances and with all these songs, and it was so vibrant and they were having so much fun and it was so engaging and amazing to watch at dinner time. I definitely wish I had more time to actually watch them perform because it was so beautiful and I absolutely loved it. But after the dinner, we went and ended up going to the fire performances, which I didn't have to speak over because there's no music for that. So I will let the performers continue performing and allow you guys to watch the amazing talent of these performers with their dancing as well as their fire. So we start our fourth and final full day in Samoa. It was very chill, very quiet because we were going to be staying at the resort for this day, nothing planned to go out. And so we started with the buffet as always before quickly getting ready to find out what was happening and why I was being called to certain parts of the resort. Okay, so I'm just heading over to right past the cousin's place because there's something happening and they're telling me to come and check it out. I don't know where they are, so I'm just going to try and find them, but it should be easy enough to do. There's something, I can smell something, so I'll just follow that to the smell. But as long as I make it back in time for my thing at 12:30, I'll be good. So let's see if I can find them because oh, I think I know where it is. Yeah, I see it. Okay, I found them, so I'm just going to go and meet up with them and see what it's all about. Once I found where they were, we ended up finding out that they were watching as some of the chefs actually prepared traditional food. Since Samoa is a country that is basically built on a volcano, it's really difficult to dig into the ground, and so they cook things above the ground, hence why there's a fire there. And they make the baskets out of all the leaves and everything, and it's really cool. And so we were just watching them do this. It was for a private event that wasn't involving us, and so we didn't get to eat any of the nice food, but it was still pretty cool to be able to watch them and watch part of this really cool element in their culture.
Climb the coconut. That's start what we have to do the old time. When that you have the salmon guy, in the salmon we do the clam, we do the coconut. That's the tree, that's the golden Samoa, that's the tree of life. You know what? We have the food, we have the drink, we have the anything so we do that's the coconut. Yeah. Like the plates, we get the eat. Yeah, we have the bowl with the fruits inside the bowl. Yeah. And how we going to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 5, 10, coconut out there.
We can share.
What's the one to drink? What's the one to drink the coconut?
I'll have one.
You want to drink?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Then make it stronger. Yeah?
Yeah.
Go like this. And make your hand up now. See? That's the coconut. Oh. Sorry guys. That's where I do the plan. Now, the whole coconut is broken. That's not good. The coconut is not good. Here in Samoa,
Thank you. Gosh, it's heavy. Yeah. Really good. Wow. It's really heavy though.
Yeah, it's huge. That's even better.
It's really nice though. And then I've got coconut all over my face.
It's going to be everywhere.
That's so good.
Nice.
I said, this good?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm tired.
Wednesday.
We haven't done that. 5 days so far.
So did you guys watch the shows on Wednesday and Friday?
We saw last night.
Oh, last night.
Only last night, yeah. We've been out a few places because our grandparents used to live here. So they've been showing us different places and we've been to like different restaurants that they know people at that own them and things like
It's
that.
really weird.
So we don't even know where we've been.
Like even the driver knew them because they knew the driver's grandfather. It's like,
That's Samoa.
Yeah.
Funny thing. That's why some of the people say never marry Samoan. Samoan don't marry Samoan. You never know if you're family.
Yeah, fair enough.
oh wow, that's so cool. The fan. That's level 500 of living.
Makes sense.
This is level 1 and then level 500. That's what I would say. So after participating in the little craft activity where we learnt how the Samoan people make traditional fans and hats and baskets and bowls and headbands out of the tree branches and the leaves, which was really cool and I'm really happy I actually did that. It was a free experience and so you didn't really I think it was a free experience at least. But anyway, it was really cool and I really much enjoyed it. But then afterwards I had to go and start packing because we were leaving the next day to go back home, which was really sad. You got the fan basically, yeah.
Yeah, mine's not as good.
Okay, come this way. See if it fits me well enough. Or it might be too big. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's nice. What do you think? Like nice?
I think it fits you better than me.
Really? I think I have a bigger head than you, so that's probably why. And so that comes to the conclusion of my amazing trip to Samoa. I was actually really sad to be leaving, and I did have this whole video that I filmed the day that we were leaving, but I chose not to put that into this video because I was a complete wreck. I was crying my eyes out because I truly did not want to leave. I was so much in love with this country and the people, and it was so fun, and I just didn't want to go. We had to leave really late because there are not that many planes to and from Samoa, and so the plane rides back to Australia were chaos. I hated it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. I'd love to know what your favorite parts from the video was down below. I've had far too many favorite parts that I cannot fully pick one over the other. There are just too many things that I loved doing, and there were so many things I didn't even get to do in this trip, which just means I have to come back. How tragic. I hope you can note my sarcasm, because I would definitely be coming back, hopefully sooner rather than later. Also, because I did so many things that were not in this video, I have a bunch of pictures of the trip on my Instagram, so if you guys want to go check them out, that would be really cool as well. You can see what I wasn't able to post and what I wasn't able to put in this long video, because this video was already so long. I am so sorry. But I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.